Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am happy to have you guys back again. If there's anyone who's just clicked on this video now, you are welcome. You are highly loved and cherished. You all are. And tonight's episode, this is the 9th episode of the Extraterrestrial Messages and Revelation series, and it is one that is extremely entertaining tonight and beautiful. I really enjoyed making this episode. I didn't expect to. I wasn't feeling that great, but I was like, I didn't expect to find such really interesting and beautiful things. It's about the moon Ganymede. Okay. And as we know, this is one of the moons that the scientific community feel that could have life, or harbor life, and they are not wrong about this one. It is extremely interesting and it's beautiful. It is a moon of Jupiter, as we know, and it's the largest and most massive of the solar system's moons. Apparently, it's like one of the largest objects in the solar system, if I recall the science correctly. So I approach this as you guys, if you listen to my series regularly, and watched my UFO videos, my private UFO videos. Obviously, these are considered to some extent very good proof that I'm not just making this stuff up, because the UFOs, they come and visit me. If I didn't see these videos of mine, and if I didn't take them of the of the actual extraterrestrial vehicles, I wouldn't have really believed it was real either. I'm just being real, because even when I read people, I need validation. I need something to prove that what I'm saying is correct. I push the spirits very, very hard for information that will prove things. So, and I'm proud to say that I'm glad and grateful to God the Most High that my predictions don't fail. If you look at the channel, some of them I'm able to remind people of, some of them I'm not. I usually do like a small short to remind people of my predictions, but some things have come true so far, and I think, like, as time goes on, there are going to be some very interesting facts in the readings, and very specific ones that will start to come true. So far it's been, I would say, okay. Like, for example, I predicted this thing that happened in London, like some kind of calamity and the fires and so on. Sadly, I didn't know what it was. I just saw some kind of calamity. It was like a catastrophe. If you go and check the video about the prediction, you'll get more information. I'll leave links for that video and other videos, and the main 2022 predictions video of mine in the description box, so you guys can watch it. And please feel free to comment. It does help me. It raises my self-esteem. Positive comments, and it motivates me to do more for you guys, which you deserve the best. So I'm praying and hoping that you guys can help me out by commenting, by sharing, by subscribing, and so on, because it's to the creator, the person that's making the videos, this means a lot. Okay, and especially when the channel is starting up like mine, and there's not that many subscribers, and and so on, it will mean a lot. Okay, you guys, so it would be highly appreciated. So if you get a chance, please do that. So I'm gonna go back to the subject, which is Ganymede. So I approach this session. I'm usually guided I do a session of remote viewing, and I'm guided by the extraterrestrials themselves. So I will hear their voices during the remote viewing, and they will show me things that are meant to be shown to me during the session. So this time when I went to Ganymede with my mind, I went there, and as I approached the moon, one thing I noticed about this moon that was not similar to other moons was that there was some kind of approval that had to be gained by me to be able to go into the moon and remote view it properly and without any hindrance. It was protected, it was psychically protected. So I was granted that permission very quickly. I don't know, it just happened in a split second. I was in there and I got a feeling that I was granted that permission from whoever is on Ganymede. Now, one thing I want to make very clear, I can guarantee you that there is life on Ganymede and it's very sophisticated, okay? And to some this might come to as a surprise, but always remember that we don't know much about the moons yet. We've not been there, we've not set foot on Ganymede. We only, scientists try to explain things the best way that they can, which is amazing and fantastic, but there's no hard information either on the scientific front. Many of it is theories yet still. So when I went there, I was surprised to find that there was life that was resident on Ganymede, native to Ganymede, okay? Mainly this life was under the surface. There's nothing that I could feel or see on the surface that was remarkable that someone couldn't see from the outside, okay? It was under the surface and very deep under the surface as well, in a place where it's good, like the conditions were good enough for this life to develop and form. What I got the impression that the surface was some kind of it was protecting this life, and that is why it was created, to protect the life that was under it, and to like incubate the life and make it develop. Okay, now I don't know how old the moon itself is, but I do know that the life there is a civilization that is at least 100,000 years old. Okay, we have maybe 2,000-3,000 years of civilization. They have 100,000 years of civilization, and that was an incredible piece of information. The first thing, because I don't know, for some reason I was feeling a bit tense about Ganymede. I think maybe the energy was big and heavy because it's a big structure, and I was a bit apprehensive. So the first thing that they showed me was they took me to something that looked like a labor room of some sort, like there were children being born there. It wasn't a hospital. It wasn't I asked, is this a labor room? They said no, it's something, it's a place where women there have their children, or females, or the people from Ganymede, whether they're feminine or masculine or anything in between, they have their children over there. There are definitely at least two sexes there, physically speaking, two main sexes, okay, like male and female, okay. The child that I saw, I promise you, I haven't seen anything this beautiful or cute recently, apart from maybe in cartoons or like anime, or it's something that looked like it was made out of it's someone, an artistic impression. But I think all life is art. If you look closely at humans, they're also very beautiful, and they can look like someone's made them into a beautiful piece of art, work of art, which I believe in my own personal belief. I believe God is real, and I've said this in my videos. I don't think that there is no God. I would never be foolish enough to assume that, because if there could be something higher than you, then your best bet is to say yes, it's there. Because if it's stronger than you and it's created everything around you, it would be a very foolish thing to say no, I don't have proof. Because the proof of it is everywhere, it's subjective, whatever someone wants. Anyway, I'm sorry, I digress. So I go back to this baby. The baby was so cute. Like the head was a little bit bigger than a human's. I would say the cranium was double the size of a human being. The eyes were big, but they looked round, not slanted, not like the Greys' eyes, very dark, like they have shields covering their eyes. The Greys, these were eyes that were so cute. They had a cornea, they had a sclera, they had a pupil, and they were the bluest eyes I'd ever seen. So blue, such a radiant blue. And holding the child was a woman that helped deliver this child, and she was black. She was a woman of color. She was not a Nordic being, she was not a grey being. She looked like women from Africa here, on this planet, or anyone with African heritage, or maybe a Creole woman, or a woman who's like, a mixture of races here on Earth. She looked black. She looked a woman of color. She was a woman of color. She was wearing a white gown, and this white gown had like small, on the end of the sleeves were above her elbow, and they had like patterns on them, and the patterns were also made out of white. There was some kind of lighting inside that room that was very beautiful, and this child was very cute. It was just born, but it recognized my energy, so I think they have a big, powerful psychic power there. I've been told by the other extraterrestrials who I speak to that they are definitely telepathic. They are born with that. So the child looked at me and it smiled at me. I've not seen a smile as cute. Maybe my nephews are as cute as that child. I think all children are beautiful, but that was such a cute child. It looked like, the videos where Walt Disney videos, like Donald Duck and, something like that. But instead, the eyes looked very similar to that. They're so cute and adorable. And it looked at me, it recognized my energy, and it smiled at me. It was chilling, like on that, let's say on that birthing table or whatever it is. And it had its arms and legs out there. The body was covered, but I could see the arms and the legs. They were a little bit slimmer than human ones. But it was so, it's very humanoid. It looks very humanoid, but on the cartoon side, it's so cute. One day people will know that, and it's soon. This day will come, okay, much sooner than people expect, okay, because there's gonna be a global event maybe this year or by the end of next year maximum that is going to open us up to extraterrestrial beings, and we were gonna see them arrive all over the world. So this little child was sitting there. I was told very briefly and quickly they reproduce the same way as humans do. They don't hatch from eggs like greys do. They are born like this into the world. And each pregnancy is always one child. They don't have multiple pregnancies like humans can, or greys, a bunch of the grey eggs can hatch together, or the Nordics can have multiple pregnancies, but these ones don't. They have one child per birth. Okay, their females are the highest number of children that they have was 11. I think in their history, that's what I was told. 11 was the most. Like in her lifespan, the mom would have 11 children. Let me look at my notes. So, where were we? That was cute. Okay, so in the lifespan of one of these, obviously there are male and female, and when they grow up, they kind of expand and they become very human-like when they grow older. but the only difference between them and humans is the eyes. The eyes are bigger and the cranium size, and the eyes are always blue. They're always one color, okay? And it's a very sapphire-like, like a jewel. It's a very interesting kind of thing, and they said to me this is because there are salt crystals in the eyes, and there are other kinds of crystals that give it this like glorious blue color. It's almost like it's a fluorescent blue, but just so beautiful. Right, so the lifespans of these creatures are about 200, well, they said to me about live 200 plus years, around the 200 years lifespan. Another thing, so that child was smiling. There were a lot of artificial structures there, and I was told that the tall whites and the greys, these species that are known to us, from the species that are known to us, the tall whites have big bases there and the greys have big bases there. They are all connected to the Universal Intergalactic Federation, and they make sure that Ganymede is together and everything is going well. They act as guardians, I believe, from the Universal Intergalactic Federation. In total, I was told that there were 247 species of extraterrestrials on Ganymede that are not native to Ganymede. They come there, they have a lot of exploits there, but they are all connected to the Universal Intergalactic Federation. Now, the artificial structures that were there, the baby itself was very beautiful. It looked, to us, it might look a little bit artificial, but they insisted that this was a biological, natural, native of that moon. So there were many artificial structures that looked gorgeous. One looked like a pyramid with prism-like qualities, and they said to me that it operates. I thought that it was electricity or like telepathy or something like that, but they said it operates with technology that is connected to light somehow. The light, they manipulate the light, or they use it in a way that gives these vehicles life. They were triangular. Some of them were irregular shapes. They are extremely friendly, extremely sweet. These native extraterrestrials, the native to Ganymede, they're just so adorable. I don't know. It's like when you see someone and they just make your heart melt. And even, it's like you have this unconditional love for them. They're so amazing. I asked one of them, this is very funny, it's going to make you laugh. I asked one of them to show me if they had any teeth. So they opened their mouth and it cracked me up. Honestly, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. It was so cute. Like the teeth were a bit crooked, but there were teeth there. The teeth are very, they look like pieces of diamond or ice. They're very bright. And they have, I'm not sure of the number, but there are upper and lower teeth. Now their diet, they said, that is fish or aquatic creatures. They said that they do not have anything that evolved out of the water onto the land, but they do, themselves, the higher intelligence there, managed to evolve like that and become very intelligent. Okay, they can definitely travel and go to other galaxies if they want to, and they do visit the Earth with the Universal Intergalactic Federation. Sometimes they come spontaneously, but it's just to see what's going on Earth. Like we would send probes out to other planets and stuff. They come to just have a look and see what we're up to. They are not really, generally they are very apprehensive of humans, because humans can be very rough and tough and be like very scary to these beautiful little things. We are trying to evolve in the direction of being all peaceful, and I think we will achieve that in the end. But at the moment, it just looks very rough and tough. And I think that's why this is one of the reasons that the E.T.s are going to have to intervene. If you go and watch the predictions video for 2022, I say that they will come, because there are going to be wars, there are going to be pandemics, there are going to be things like that, and that was before any of these wars now started. So there's a lot of information on that reading. The only one that had started when I did the reading, I think, was the one in Ukraine. But there are also predictions about the one in Ukraine that I made, that are now coming to pass, okay? And at that time, they hadn't happened yet. So I will urge you to have a look at that. So yes, they said that they are hopeful for Earth. They believe in us. They think that we can do it the same way that the Greys had hope for us, the same way the Nordics had hope for us, for a species. That this one, Homo sapiens sapien, is able to evolve in the right direction. In the end, ultimately, we will, and we will be fine and amazing. They are rooting for us, which was very sweet, and they really want us to evolve without destroying ourselves, which I believe and I can see eventually this will happen, okay? But maybe the population will be reduced of the planet by the time that this happens, okay? Because of many people who just don't want to listen to logic, many people who are governed by their primate genes, and by genes that make them want to be aggressive and hostile towards other human beings, which is really sad, because, it's just so sad. But we'll get there, I believe in you guys. I believe that we all have enough love inside of us to make this happen, and especially enlightened people and people who are interested in, these extraterrestrials and so on. I find that they are enlightened and they have beautiful souls. So all of you listening to this video are probably going to be amazing when, and make a beautiful future on this planet. I love you guys so much. This is all I have for you about Ganymede. The next episode is going to be about an experience I had with a creature in the desert when I was doing involuntary work in East Africa with the World Health Organization and the United Nations, and I saw something that looked exactly like what they describe in the Bible, the Ezekiel's wheels. But I did not at that time. My mobiles were rubbish at that time. If I tried to videotape it with anything apart from a proper VHS video camera or a video camera, it would have ended up being just a blob in the sky. But I saw the wheels and everything. I'm going to describe it in the next episode, which is going to be episode 10. And I've made a drawing of it, which is terrible. I'm not good at drawing anything, but it's as close as I could. So I hope you guys enjoy the next video and the description. I'm gonna try and give it in detail. Have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you guys in your next video. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Lots of love from all of us, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.